Oh, we're welcoming Melvin Carter to the stage.
Yes, and we have to be brief because
we got a long.
I don't know what just happened. I'm
Stay
sorry.
tuned at home because we have a long line of guests. So
yeah,
Angela.
we have Adrian waiting as well. So
Indeed.
So
hi, Mr. Mayor.
he might want to come on this side.
Yeah.
Get over there
Angela
next to Angela.
over there.
Hi, Melvin.
So y'all, we're just inviting we're just inviting in the mayor of St. Paul, Minnesota. He is the first African-American ever to be elected to that position. A lot of firsts. And he's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. I'll just mention that, the Beta Nu chapter at Florida A&M University, which also suggests to me that he is a rattler, y'all. So, Melvin, put those earphones on.
He's on. I
got him on. All right. So I know your time is limited.
Yeah,
you just missed that.
Now he got to be quick.
Yeah,
that's right.
You missed that incredible introduction that I just gave of you.
Is that right?
Yes, right before Adrian Shropshire.
Well, I appreciate it.
And so we just want you to tell a little bit of the people what you're working on over there in Minnesota, man.
Hey,
we hear with your governor leaving that there may be something coming up.
Oh, is that right?
My lieutenant governor is about to be my governor.
I understand.
Once we win this.
I understand. She going to need an LT, too.
He always starting trouble. I even got on here good.
No, I'm not on your side. Andrew, I'm on your side.
Thank you.
You're welcome, brother.
That's right. It's good to see y'all, man. I appreciate it. We just trying to do our best in Minnesota. You know, one of the things, and you know this really well as somebody who served as mayor, we've learned a model of like city building that centers around stuff. It's buildings, it's streets and stuff like that. In St. Paul, when my dad was growing up, they bulldozed 700 people's homes to lay a street. Because that's how our values were. So our goal is just to say, when we say we believe in people, we're just going to go all in on betting on our folks, whether that's piloting guaranteed income, whether that's starting $50 to start a college savings account for every child born in our city, whether that's raising the minimum wage, giving people up to $110,000 in forgivable financing to purchase a home or renovate an existing home. We're just going all in on our folks.
Y'all, he said a lot right there because he's a man who understands what time restraints mean. But guaranteed minimum income, piloting that program in his city, right? That's a huge deal for a lot of people all across America. And the brother's being innovative with that, all of his own. I got to say, we're also joined by another incredible human. I'm going to let you, you're doing the intro.
Adrian Shropshire is the executive director of Black Pact. We are so honored, Adrian, to be partnered with you. We are looking forward to working with you beyond this convention for the next 77 days. And if it needs to be 77 years, we are in this fight with you. So we are so grateful for everything you're doing. You are killing it. You've been killing it. I just got a shout out. She from the West Coast. She from the West Coast. It's the 206.
206, baby, 206.
Look at Andrew's
Is that
face.
Seattle?
Don't do me.
Seattle?
Don't do me. I will mute your mic, Andrew. Don't do me. You know there was just a roll call on the floor of unity. We're not doing that right there.
I get it.
But Adrian, can you please tell our listeners, because I think it's so important, Congressman Meeks was just here talking about the role of the Congressional Black Caucus PAC, talking about how important it is to now have those 60 seats, the 30-plus members who will be chairs of subcommittees should the Democrats take over the House in the fall. And so I would love for you to talk about the important work that Black PAC is doing and how folks listening and watching at home can get involved.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things that you said that is so important is we have 77 days.
Yes, ma'am.
And we got a lot of people to talk to.
Okay.
So when we think about, you know, whether it is knocking on doors, which we're doing in the battleground states across the country, having conversations, which we've been doing for months. And, you know, we had the little change at the top of the ticket, and suddenly it is
Not
like the
little
sky.
change.
That's right. The little bit change. That's right. The little bit change.
The skies kind of opened up, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that you see, like, the excitement is real, the energy is real among, like, across our elders, our younger people. But the job is not done. We still have a single job, and we still need to reach a lot of people. So there are a lot of folks who don't understand who the vice president is. They want to understand her record. You still have a lot of people who are saying, I might vote third party, right? I'm not sure if I'm going to stay. So you still have the folks who are saying, I might stay home. And so we have to reach all of those people. And we have this truncated timeline, and we talk about 77 days, but we know that the ballots go out in North Carolina on September 6th. And then they go out in Pennsylvania. And so people will have ballots in their hands.
Yeah.
And they will be voting And we need to get the information to it. So our job, and all of our job, but certainly Black PAC's job, is to make sure we're delivering the information, whether it's on the doors, whether it's in businesses and communities, whether it's on the radio and delivering the message, whether it's digitally, whether it's mail, whatever, is to make sure that we are talking to people, making sure that they understand the stakes, because people do understand the stakes. They know that it's a democracy or dictatorship. People get all of that, right? They also feel right now, and this is the great part, is that there's history at stake right now as well, and people are ready to make history. And so I think that we need to keep people motivated. We need to ride this wave coming out of the convention, but we also need to do the work that needs to be done, the hard work, to make sure that people turn out. Motivation is not a vote.
It is not.
There it is.
So we need to make sure that people who are motivated find themselves to the ballot box, and then obviously we need to make sure that the votes are counted and that the election is certified.
I love that.
Adrian, outside of an election cycle, because some people, it's like with the Congressional Black Caucus, for example. Some people think it's a legislative body that's there to solve or address issues related to Black people, and it's a bit more complex than that. So outside of an election year, what exactly is the role of Black PAC? What's the significance? And is there a call to action? Is there a way for our audience to support, uplift, get involved in a tangible way?
Well, so the reality is that there is never outside an election cycle. Right, so every year there is an election, and so we talk. And we get excited about the presidential, and we should.
Yeah.
But there's down ballot races this cycle as well that people need to pay attention to. Their congressional races, their state races. But we know that every year is an election, and whether it is your city council, or it is your mayor, or it is your school board, there is something that people should be paying. There was someone about to make a decision about your life, and so we ask people to stay engaged. We try and make sure that people stay engaged in all the elections across. After the big ones, but we also want to make sure that people are engaged in the legislative fights, because sometimes we elect our friends to office, and then we just leave them on their own.
That's right.
Right?
That's
and
real.
we don't stay
That's
there
real.
to support them and say, well, here, we're going to help you. We're going to push you when we need to push you, right? And we're going to show up for you when you need us to show up for you. So we want to make sure people stay engaged in the legislative advocacy. People can we are recruiting volunteers right now in a big way, obviously, for people to do both virtual volunteer work and also to do the volunteer work in their local community. So if folks want to get involved, they can go to our website, blackpac.com, and sign up to volunteer.
That's
I love
amazing.
Melvin, before you jump off the stage, because I know they get pulled every direction, you have a unique perspective to offer to the listeners, which is you are a mayor in the state where the next vice president of the United States is coming from as governor. What should we know about Tim Walz that we don't know?
First of all, you should know I am the mayor of the city that our next vice president lives in. Let's be clear.
Well done.
That's right. So,
well done.
Listen, the governor and I have worked really closely together over the past 4 or 5 years or so. It's no secret that Minnesota, as has the rest of the world, been through a whole lot. And let me tell you, he's just been a consistent person. What you see is what you get, whether he's on the stage at a rally or whether he's, in the neighborhood, talking to folks on the block. Just an incredible person who connects with people individually, who does the tough right thing when it's time to have a tough conversation. He's somebody I believe in wholeheartedly, and I'm excited to see him as our vice president.
I love that. Well, we
Thank
can't wait to
you.
see what happens next for you as well, sir.
Thank you,
I
Mr.
appreciate
Mayor.
that.
You've been